Peace, love, light of healing, peace, love, light of healing, peace to the gods, peace to the earth. Y'all climb on in. Happy feast of Hanukkah, y'all. CHanukkah, y'all climb on in. Y'all climb on in. A bunch of people was in my inbox saying, I see that you said Chag, Samech, CHanukkah. What do that mean? And why you celebrate it? And what is it? And I just want to show y'all the spiritual meaning behind it. You know, I'm a Kohanim, or what you would call a Hebraic priest. So everything I do got a metaphysical point of view for it. But I just want to go over it with y'all. I'm going to show y'all how to light the menorah, show you what the menorah represents, show you how it represents the 7 healing centers or the 7 vortexes inside the body, what the Indians call the chakras, and show you how to get them lit again and how to rededicate them back to the Creator, El Elyon, or who we call the Most High. So y'all climb on in. This is what I do. I know I don't share a lot of my personal life with y'all. That's the reason why y'all are getting, pictures of my progress, pictures of me with my shirt off. I'm just showing y'all a little bit more of me. So, a lot of people don't really know what God I believe in. Y'all don't know if I celebrate any type of holidays, which I don't. I only celebrate holy days. So I'm not here to knock y'all for what y'all doing, but y'all do want to know me a little bit more personally. So, hey, come on in. I'm going to show y'all something. I'm going to show y'all something. Can we talk about some healing? This is healing. And if this is not the healing for you, then you can get off my channel right now and come back when I'm talking about anatomy, physiology, or whatever. But this is healing. All right, so for instance, so Hanukkah is called the Feast of Lights. A lot of people call it the Feast of Dedication. But basically it's when you dedicate your temple back to the Most High. So what happened was during the reign of Alexander the Greek, in school you learn about him, they say he's Alexander the Great, but there was nothing great about him because he conquered, he questioned, he killed millions and millions of people. Well, one particular instance in the time of his reign and even after, what he did was he reigned over and he ransacked Jerusalem, or what they call Jerusalem. We can argue whether Jerusalem is in America or whether it's in Africa. I'm not even here for that debate. I think that the ancient world is in America. But anyways, they end up coming in and basically they Hellenize our culture. And what I mean by Hellenized our culture is they put all of their cultures, all of their gods and everything, all their teachings upon us. And if you did not convert over to be a Greek, this is where you get the Greek pledges from. You know what I'm saying? That you see right now in colleges and how most of your black sorority are pledging Greek. It actually came from Alexander the Greek 1,000 years ago when they actually oppressed and pushed these cultures upon our people, right? So what happened was they came into Jerusalem basically and they said, look, you need to pledge Greek. You need to change your whole life around. If we get caught you speaking Hebrew, saying you Hebrew, worshiping your God, doing any of these customs, not only we going to kill you, we going to burn you, we going to hang you, we going to do all of that, right? So a lot of who you would call Hebrew Israelites end up turning Greek, as you see today. You know what I'm saying? So what happened was after that, they end up ransacking our temples. They went into our temples and then they started putting pig's blood inside the temples. They erected a big old statue to they Greek European gods inside of our temple. We worship and we serve the Most High God that doesn't have a face. You know what I'm saying? The creator of all. So they went in here and putting these statues made with man hands up in the temples. When you get into certain philosophies and certain books, they even was doing Greek homosexual orgies in the temple. So they literally desecrated our temples. They turned our service to God upside down. They made us practicing Hellenistic rituals and they made us change our names and they made us change our language. The same thing they do anytime you go into slavery. They want you to take on all their cultures and traditions. All right. So what happened was one particular day, Matthias or Judas Maccabee, he stood up. He stood up. He said, look, we're not doing this. You know what I'm saying? I got integrity. I got a good spirit. You know what I'm saying? I serve the Almighty God. I'm not finna let y'all infiltrate my mind and push y'all European culture or push y'all Greek culture upon me and my people. So, hey, he flat out he smoked one of the people. So when he smoked one of the Greeks, he smoked one of the brothers that was pledging over to be a Greek in different translations. And what happened was it sparked a rebellion amongst the Hebrews, just like Nat Turner sparked a rebellion amongst our people, just like John Henry Clark sparked a rebellion amongst our people, just like Huey P. Newton sparked a rebellion amongst our people. So, you know, what's crazy is a lot of people think that we just lay down and we let people enslave us and we let people tar and feather us and beat us and hang us throughout these hundreds of years and thousands of years. But there's always a Messiah that rises up like Malcolm X and all those that spark a rebellion and say, no, you're not finna Hellenize me. You're not finna make me follow your cultures and traditions. You know what I'm saying? These are the cultures and traditions, oral traditions passed down from my ancestors. And I'm going to do everything within my ability to keep that and pass it on to my offspring. And I will die to keep that integrity. And I will die to keep that personal relationship and connection with my God. Because every God come with his own religion. Every God come with his own culture. Every God come with his own tradition. So, you know, shouts out to the Maccabees. Maccabee actually mean hammer. My big brother named Malachi Maccabee. And what he did was he smoked the person that was converted over. And another translation, he smote it a Greek. It all depends on how you. But anyways, he stood up and he stopped the nonsense. And through him doing that, hundreds of other brothers stood up with him and said, look, we got to start taking our traditions back. We got to start taking our kingdom back, and we got to take our temple back. Them hundreds turned into thousands. Then them top thousands turned into hundreds of thousands, basically. So at the end of this, they end up winning these wars over and over again because they was fighting with the spirit of El Elyon, or the Most High. And then they finally made it back to the temple where we served our God in, right? So when they get to the temple, they notice that the temple had been desecrated. It's been manipulated. It had pig's blood all in there. If y'all know anything about Hebrew Israelites, we don't deal with no swine, none of that. So they had pig's blood in there. They was doing Hellenistic sacrifices in there. And not only that, they erected a statue of their God in our temple. So what they did was they got rid of the altar, they tore down the statues, and then they rebuilt the temple with unhewn stone. They rebuilt the actual altar with unhewn stone, and then they dedicated the temple back to El Elyon, who we call the Most High God. And then from that day, they consecrated that day, and they said that we're going to call this the Feast of Lights, because they had to relight the menorah and basically give their temple back to God. Now, if anybody is into the Bible, I know a lot of y'all not, and a lot of y'all are. When you start really looking into the New Testament, it talks about how our bodies is now the temple for the Creator to dwell in, and it's not actually in buildings that's made with man's hands. That's just a building. That's not the temple of God, but the true temple of God is you. So now this actually is a resemblance of the temple. The temple is in my body. This is where God dwells in. And inside my body, I have these energy centers, or these 7 glands that's inside my body, called the endocrine system. If you look in the Bible, in the book of Revelations, they call it the 7 churches. The 7 churches of Asia, or Asiya, which means to make manifest. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, just so happen you have these 7 energy centers in your body. You know, you can look at it. You can call it the root chakra, the sacral chakra, the solar plexus chakra, the heart chakra, the throat chakra, the third eye chakra, and the Christ consciousness, or what you would call the keter. So since these things is a representation of what's inside of me, and what's in my body is a vessel in the temple for the Most High to dwell in, and since I went out through life, because I used to celebrate holidays when I was younger, before I really was brought into the way. I used to eat meat when I was younger, until I was brought into the way. I never ate pork and stuff like that because my mama was Muslim, and then my uncles and them was Hebrew Israelites. So, you know, I was really brought up into it young. But when I got around my grandma and them, we went to church and we did Christmas programs and all of that. And again, I'm not knocking y'all, because you can see God in every religion if you look at it the right way. So I'm not here to put down nobody, and I used to do the stuff too. So you can't judge what you used to do. Only thing you can do is teach yourself correct. You see what I'm saying? But when you look at the human anatomy and you look at the body, you know, when you read the book of Psalms, it says that ye are gods. When you read the book of John chapter 10, it's even in Christ's words, it said, isn't it written that I said ye are gods? So we are gods, but the El Elyon, the Most High God, can dwell within us if we have a cleansed vessel. But in order to have a cleansed vessel, you have to eat good. You have to be disciplined. You have to make sure you're not giving your body to everybody. You have to have good integrity. You see what I'm saying? You have to follow certain guidelines and laws of the universe. Once you align yourself and you do that, you become this temple. Now God is able to dwell in this temple, but these 7 principles have to be ignited within you to invite God in to rest in you. And these are the chakras, and that's why they manipulate your chakras. Notice the main chakra that's being manipulated right now is your sacral chakra, which is your sexual reproductive organs. That's why they're pushing all these sexual chemistries in you. Everything you see on TV is sexual. Everything you see in the music industry is sexual. And they always are getting what? Your solar plexus, where your belly have become your God. Whether you vegan or not, whether you eating plant-based or not, we don't have any control over what we eat and what we put in our bodies because we are so gluttonous and addicted to putting things in our mouths because God, El Elyon, the Most High God, is not governing us anymore. We're being governed by our senses and we're being governed by our, what you would call 7 churches or chakras. So we have to dedicate this temple, which is the body, back to the creator. And one of the best metaphysical ways I know how to do it is through this menorah. And I'm going to show you how to do this. So remember I was speaking about the first one was the root chakra. This is going to be the first church. So what we do is we light this candle because remember this is called the Feast of Lights. Chag, Samech, HANUKKAH, the Feast of Lights. So the first one I'm going to light is my root chakra. So I just lit my root chakra and I'm pledging and I'm telling the creator that my foundation will be in you, creator. I'm going to walk in you. I'm going to stay steadfast in the truth. My feet are planted on solid ground within you, creator El Elyon. Amen. The second one I'm going to do is my sacral chakra. I'm going to pledge my sacral chakra to my higher self and to El Elyon. I will not put my sacral energy into any and everybody. I will make sure that any offspring that come from my sacral energy will be raised in the way, will be raised in the truth, and will be raised in peace and light. See that? So now that's my second one, my sacral chakra. I done lit that up. These flames are lit. The third one is my solar plexus, my gut, my autonomic nervous system. And I'm pledging my solar plexus in my gut. My belly is not my God, creator. I am ruler. I am government over my belly. I control when I eat. I control what I eat. I will not put anything inside of my vessel that will harm me, that will bring me any type of dis-ease, that will bring me any type of imbalance of energy, not only of energy, but of physical energy and mess with my body, my mind, my spirit, and soul. So I dedicate not only my root chakra back to the Most High, I dedicate my sacral chakra back to the Most High, and I dedicate my gut, which is my solar plexus, back to the Most High. Next is the heart. You got to do the heart. In the scriptures, it says, love thy God with all thy what, not be? Heart. With all thy heart. So, and love is an action word. Love actually equals sacrifice in a good way. So to love somebody means to give yourself for that person. It's a sacrifice. So I sacrifice daily. I sacrifice my time daily for my people. I sacrifice my time daily for my children who then came from my loins. I sacrifice a lot for not only my people in the world, but for my family. And I sacrifice for my creator. I make sure that I get in my meditation. I make sure that I get in my prayers. I make sure that I make time to spend on my body. I work out. I eat good. You know, I walk, I run. I do all these things. So I dedicate my heart and I dedicate pure love to the creator. And we know that love is God. That's what it says. If you read the New Testament, it tells you that love is God and love is also sacrifice. All right. So I dedicate my heart back to El Elyon. It never left though, but just showing y'all. Next is my throat chakra. What we say means something. We can't be meaningless in our sayings. We have to make sure when we speak with truth. Not only do we speak with truth, but we for sure when we say something, we speak with confidence and our words have to come to pass. We can't just be speaking these false words or speaking real quick and making promises and saying we're going to do something and we don't. And this is what I'm working on right now, personally. See that? I'm being vulnerable and I'm being personal with y'all. So I truly need to dedicate my speaking, my throat chakra back to the creator, or what you would call the actual thyroid gland. We're going to go through the glands as well because I'm only going through the chakras now. So creator, I know I done said words having good intentions and they didn't come to pass. Please forgive me. For here on and out, I dedicate my throat chakra, my thyroid gland and my parathyroid gland back to you, creator. I'm going to make sure that my words are true. I'm going to make sure when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do something. And I'm going to be very, very, very slow to speak and more quick to listen. And before I answer questions, I'm going to really think about that question before I say yay or nay. Because my intentions be to say yes because I love my people and get stuff done. But, you know, I fall short from my words sometimes. And a man that falls short from his word, that's him. All we got is our word and our balls at the end of the day. So if you fall short from your word, that lessens you in your value as a man. So I dedicate my tongue and I dedicate my throat chakra back to El Elyon, the creator. Next is the third eye. If you read in the book of Matthew, it says, let thy eye be single. It didn't say eyes. It says, let thy eye be single. Yes, the Bible talks about the third eye. And it says, if that eye is single, then thy eye is full of light. But if that eye is full of darkness, then who knows that man? So I dedicate my third eye back to the El Elyon. And this eye is single. It's only focused on the creator and his creation. It's only focused on love. It's only focused on unity and synchronicity. It's only focused on evolving consciously. It's not focused on he say, she say. It's not focused on hate, bickering, and moaning. This third eye is focused on keeping a true connection to God. And if you look at Yitzhak, Yitzrael, that's what it means. Yitzra means to be connected to. El means power. So Yisrael or Israel mean to be connected to divine source. So I'm dedicating my third eye back to El Elyon. Last but not least is the Kedar chakra. And the Kedar chakra is what you will call the Christ consciousness. Once you get all of these chakras or all of these churches filled and initiated and enlightened, this last seventh one, which is the Kedar at the crown, automatically turns on. Now the whole Malkut, or the kingdom God is sitting in, or the temple God is sitting in. This is Christ consciousness. So when you work on these six, this seven automatically lights itself. And this means that you're connected back to the source. And once you become connected to God, you become the Christ conscious. So we are dedicating our temple. We are dedicating our lights, or we're dedicating our endocrine system. We're dedicating our seven vortexes. We're dedicating our seven churches, our seven seas. We can keep going on with this seven. He created the world in 6,000 years and rested on the seven. You see that 7 day, which is Shabbat, 7 Saturn. It goes very, very deep when you look at it from a metaphysical point of view. So I'm dedicating my entire vessel, mind, body, and spirit, back to my creator. All right. So, hey, Chag, Samech, HANUKKAH, happy feast of lights. We're going to do this for 7 days. We feast. We be in remembrance. We just thank the ancestors for standing up and fighting for us, and not just the Maccabees, them black brothers that stood up and said, y'all not going to Hellenize us. I'm talking about the same thing with the Black Panthers, the same thing with Malcolm X, the same things with our professors, same thing with John Henry Clark, the same thing with all of the brothers who came before us and stood up. Nat Turner. And I'm not even talking about the violence. I'm not here promoting violence. I'm here promoting strong and encouraged melanated brown-skinned men that said, you not gonna change my culture. You not gonna change the way I serve my God. You not gonna change my language. You not gonna change the way we eat. You not gonna change the way we practice our medicine. You not gonna change us. We came here with an oral tradition, and we're going to keep that oral tradition, and we're going to pass it down to our generations until our generations no longer exist. And the only way that your generation stop existing is when you turn your back on your culture, you turn your back on your traditions, you turn your back on your customs, and you turn your back on your God. So instead of fellowshipping and celebrating holidays, we celebrate holy days. You know, and if you look at what holidays is, it's all to spend your money, and a lot of it is satanic rituals. Would you hand me that book, Nabi? I want y'all to cop this book and really read this. And a lot of it is actually satanic rituals. This is a book called Fossilized Customs. The Beast is Unveiled. It says the pagan origin of popular customs. This is the 12th edition. It's by Lou White. And if you open this up and you read about Easter or Istar, if you read about Christmas and the Feast of Jupiter, the Feast of Saturnalia, if you really start reading this stuff and peeping the paganistic, ancient, ritualistic traditions behind these holidays, it will blow your mind. So that's all I got on here to say. I didn't get on here to be a health minister today. A lot of people jumped in my inbox after my last picture I posted. Y'all see them abs coming in. And it was like, what is the menorah and what is Hanukkah? So Hanukkah is to dedicate. It's called the Feast of Lights, or the Feast of Dedication. It's to dedicate your temple back to the Most High Yah. All right, that's what it is. Baruch Hashem Yahweh, Chag Samech HANUKKAH. I hope y'all enjoying the feast day. I love y'all. I will be back live Sunday. And the reason why I'm saying Sunday, remember, I'm dedicating my throat chakra and my words back to El Elyon. So if I got breath in my body and I'm alive Sunday, y'all will see me Sunday, because I'm working on keeping my word. Tell me something in the comment board that you vulnerable about, that you really don't want to share, that you need to work on though. Share it to the public. Let us know what you need to work on. Let us know what you need to dedicate back to the Most High. Let us know how you need to turn these lights on and how you need to cleanse your endocrine system or your chakras and get your 7 churches together. Peace, love, light, and healing. Peace to the gods, peace to the earth. Shalom lakah, ani ahev, atah, atham. I love y'all. Baruch Hashem Yahweh, Baruch Atham. Bless y'all. Shalom.